But I can tell you 548 out of 6 fields of faith in this area. Lumberton, 2 in Kirbyville, 3 in Jasper, 548 decisions for Christ.
That is insane.
That's a revival.
You are listening to the East Texas Banner right here at easttexasbanner.com. Got the privilege this morning of sitting down with Pastor Kenny Rawls. He's also the area rep for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I appreciate you sitting down, but man, you guys have got something coming up that everybody needs to know about.
Absolutely. We've got a really special event. Every year we do a fundraiser for FCA in our area, the Deep East Texas area. This year we're privileged to have Darryl Strawberry come in, and he's going to be the keynote speaker at our banquet.
Sure. And
so, man, we're excited. 4-time World Series champion. Darryl Strawberry coming to Jasper, Texas.
I'm going to tell you something, man. That's a name right there. Everybody knows. I mean, especially my age, everybody knows Darryl Strawberry. Everybody had posters and the whole 9 yards and tried to get that same swing he had, I tried, but I was not as successful as him. I can promise you that. But so when is the event actually?
The event is May 7th.
Okay.
It's going to be at the First Methodist Church in Jasper.
Okay.
At the Wesley Center. And the event, the doors open at 6 p.m. and dinner is served at 6:30. Hey, we're privileged to have Black Gold Barbecue. Going to cater the event.
Nice.
Yes.
That's going to be great, man.
Sausage, brisket.
Everything. Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
Well, I don't know who y'all had cater it last year, but they didn't do a bad job.
Well, they did a great job.
They did a good job. But yeah, so Black Gold will be catering this year, May 7th, 2026. You're going to have Darryl Strawberry is going to be the keynote speaker. What are some of the other things? So you're saying this is a fundraiser.
Yes.
And what do those funds go toward?
Okay. First of all, let me just tell you, we're seeing a revival amongst our students and our coaches, students and athletes and coaches, man, all throughout Southeast Texas, Deep East Texas. We're putting on these fields of faith.
Right.
And we're seeing a tremendous response to the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so students are coming forward. Coaches are coming forward to accept Christ. And we've got Bible studies. We call them huddles.
Okay.
But they're Bible studies. And this money, so I kind of went around the mountain to answer the question.
No.
So this money goes toward putting those Bible studies on. It goes toward Bibles.
Okay.
It goes toward the literature. And it also goes toward making these fields of faith happen. Every time we do a fields of faith, it will scare $5,000-$6,000 to death.
Yeah.
That's about what it costs.
Wow.
And so we have done 3 in Jasper, 2 in Kirbyville. We just finished 1 in Lumberton, and the schools are calling us to expand this. We have the opportunity to do more than 20 this next year.
Wow.
But it's going to take the funds to do it.
No doubt.
And the volunteers. I don't want to leave that out because it takes a tremendous amount of volunteers, and it also takes a tremendous amount of prayer to pull this off.
No doubt. So with, this is sometimes I think sometimes I think we underestimate how much money some of this stuff costs. Mm-hmm. And just from a standpoint of, there's a lot of infrastructure that comes together to be able to provide this space at Fields of Faith.
Yes.
And then, and that's on top of already a strong foundation of volunteers.
Yes.
And so if somebody's out there and they're interested in hooking up with you guys from a volunteer standpoint, yes, or even a donation standpoint, because I'm assuming everything is running it's under a 501c3.
Yes,
and so they can provide donations at whatever time. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we do have the May 7th event, the banquet there at the Wesley Center, but how do they reach out? Number one, for donations. How do they, if they want to give you donations or give the organization donations, how do they go about that?
The best way to do that is to reach out to me by email.
Okay.
It's krawls@fca.org.
Okay.
krawls@fca.org.
All right.
And if they'll shoot me an email, man, we want to have them join us as a prayer warrior. We want to have them join us as a volunteer. It takes lots of boots on the ground,
Right,
to get this mission accomplished. And then of course, donations. We would love to have you financially come along beside us and partner with us on our team to see the gospel go out even further in 2026, 2027.
no doubt, no doubt. So let's just talk a little bit about, because I mean, you guys watched through 2025 this thing really kind of take hold.
Yes.
And what do what's kind of the response, the average, maybe not even really average attendance that I'll say, but, because everything is going to be, relative to what size school it is, right?
Right.
But like, let's just talk about Kirbyville for just a second. So, and then we'll talk about Lumberton, because you guys just did one there.
Yes.
What's the response, number one, of the kids, but also the faculty?
Well, the faculty and we have not had a school district at all that's been bad to us. They're all just so fantastic.
Sure.
Kirbyville especially, Jasper, Lumberton, every place we've been into has been great. But the response from the students is overwhelming.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we refer in FCA, we refer these students that make a decision for Christ back to the local church.
Okay.
And it's just absolutely stunning, the response that we've had.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the interesting parts about this is that it's not like, I don't know the best way to say this, so I'm just going to try to communicate this. Maybe we can both flush this out. But it almost seems like, the only team you guys are concerned about is the Lord.
Yes.
And so consequently, it's not like you're trying to drag fish back home,
Right.
To wherever your local church is, because I mean, you do pastoral work here in the Newton area, right?
Yes.
And so, I think that is a unique piece of the puzzle, because it's not like you're trying to proselytize for your own ministry's sake, right?
Right.
And so, hooking people up, or hooking these young people up into these local fellowships and these local assemblies is huge, because they need, once they make that decision, that's just the beginning.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Obviously, there's a long life to live after that, and you need a great support cast,
Yes.
in that process. And so I think that's a really, I think it's a valuable piece of the puzzle right there.
Yes, it is, because listen, that's once a person receives Jesus into their heart as their Lord and Savior, that's the beginning, not the end.
No doubt.
And so it takes local churches to come along beside us. At first, when we began Fields of Faith in this area, we sort of had some apprehension by churches. Hey, are you going to take from us? But it's the exact opposite. They've learned over the past several years, we're actually helping them.
Yeah.
And we're moving these young people into their church. And it's not just young people. We've had a coach that has accepted Christ.
Wow.
At one of these. It's adults,
Okay.
young children.
So it's everybody.
It's everybody.
There's a term that goes around, and I don't know how much it's used around here. I know in the ministry world it's used pretty strong. The para church support groups,
Yes.
and those types of deals. And to be honest with you, that's really not the case. It's all the ministry,
It
right?
is.
And it's just different facets of the ministry. It's different facets of the ministry of Jesus
That's
in
right.
the earth. And so consequently, I really feel like, I sat down and I talked to Mr. LaWan here the other day, and just talked to him off camera just about his passion for the kids and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I think you guys have put together a stellar team, just from an administration standpoint of what y'all are doing here regionally.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm excited to see what's happening. So as this thing grows through 2026, I'm really interested to see what you guys are going to be able to accomplish. So talk to me a little bit about this the last Fields of Faith in Lumberton.
Oh my goodness. The Lord showed up and showed out.
Okay.
And oftentimes we want to talk about the number of people. People want to know about how many people
Sure.
actually attended the event.
Right.
But that's not the measure of success.
Okay.
The measure of success, in my opinion, is when the Lord moves and draws these young people to himself.
Okay.
And we saw 127 come down and make decisions for Christ on that night.
127.
127. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it everywhere we go with these Fields of Faith.
Right.
By the way, if a school wants us to come in and do Fields of Faith, they can contact me the same way, Rawls at FCA.org. But we're seeing 93. We're averaging about 93 decisions per Fields of Faith.
That is amazing, man.
Yes.
I mean, to me, I think this speaks to society.
It does.
And I think this speaks to family.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a very clear indicator. We were talking off camera about being connected but disconnected.
Yes.
You've got kids out here who are growing up in homes and completely detached from really any faith.
Yes.
And so there was a time years ago where that was not the case. It was quite the opposite. Yeah, 100. I mean, seriously, I'm sitting here going, 120 kids in Lumberton.
127. Yes.
127 kids in Lumberton.
Mm-hmm.
And that was y'all's first event down there?
Yes. You can't make this stuff up.
No,
can you?
I mean, seriously.
It's a God thing.
Yeah.
It's a God thing.
So let's look at Jasper here for just a second.
Yes.
Okay. Have y'all done one here in Newton yet?
We've got one coming up. It's
Okay.
September 2nd.
September 2nd here in
this
Newton.
year. Yes.
So if we go over to Jasper and and you may not have this number off the top of your head, but how many young people have turned their life over to the Lord?
Well, I don't have the
exact
specific number for
Right.
Jasper
Right.
Off the top of my head, or
Okay.
Kirbyville, or
Okay.
I just have Lumberton's because it's recent.
Yeah, sure.
And but I can tell you 548 out of 6 Fields of Faith in this area. Lumberton, 2 in Kirbyville, 3 in Jasper, 548 decisions for Christ.
That is insane.
That's a revival.
That is truly wild.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, seriously, I'm sitting here going, there was, seriously, man, this wasn't just a couple of decades ago.
Right.
Everybody was saved
Mm-hmm.
around here. You couldn't throw a baseball and not hit somebody who wasn't going to church or professed to be a believer.
Yes.
And it just seems like there's this massive slope that's just basically, over 500 kids.
Yes, 548.
That's wild.
I see our young people especially, they're hungry for the truth.
Sure.
And listen, I don't know if you've dealt with young people a lot here lately, but I do on a day-by-day basis. And I can tell you this, man, they can spot a non-truth. They can spot a lie in a minute.
Yeah.
And that's the turnoff. But Jesus is the truth.
Right.
He's the way, the truth, and the life.
Right.
And so that void in our heart, he fills that void.
No doubt.
And I think people are hungry more than ever before.
Yeah.
To hear the truth and to know the truth. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing those kind of decisions coming. They're not getting it at home always. Now, I'm not being critical.
Sure. No,
please understand.
But it's a clear indicator.
But we have a lot of fatherless children.
Sure.
They're not getting a lot of that at home, and and listen, they're seeking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the banquet.
Okay.
Let's talk about the banquet. So Deep East Texas FCA Banquet is going to be featuring Darryl Strawberry as the keynote speaker this year.
Yes.
May 7th, 2026. Doors open at 6. Meals served at 6:30. And that'll be at the First Methodist Church Wesley Center.
Yes, sir.
You know, I don't know if, I mean, when I was growing up, I don't know about all the interconnectivity of all these different denominations and stuff like that. I know they were maybe friendly at the local buffet, but but at the same time, so this has been neat to watch.
Yes.
The Baptist churches and the Methodist churches, everybody's coming together kind of for the good of the FCA cause.
Yes.
So I think that's a cool little uniter amongst everyone.
Yes.
Anything that's touching the kids. So specifically for donations, volunteering, if there's schools out there that want you guys to come, they can reach out to you at Rawls
at fca.org.
At fca.org.
Yes.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to put out here to the people?
Well, I'll tell you, this fundraiser is critical
Okay.
this year because now more than ever before, schools are wanting the fields of faith, the huddles, Bible studies.
Right.
We need it. We need the financial support.
Gotcha.
And so come and join us.
Right.
Right now, we have 11 tables with 8 seats apiece in those tables.
Okay.
So if people will call me, we'll get you hooked up, or email me.
Okay.
We'll get you hooked up.
All right.
And hey, I'd like to give my cell phone number as well.
Sure. Go ahead.
It's on most of the brochures, but they can call me directly at 409-594-6096.
Okay.
Either way, to communicate, but just let me know, and we'll be glad to hook them up with some banquet tickets.
Okay. So for the banquet, they purchase a table or purchase seats or whatever the case is like that? Is that how that works?
No, we're looking for table sponsors.
Okay.
Tables are free.
Okay.
And but we're asking that everybody fill their table, their 8 seats,
Okay.
for the banquet. And if they bring people that are interested in learning more about FCA,
Right.
and what FCA is doing, and because we can dwell on the past, those 6 fields of faith and the huddles, the Bible studies,
Right.
but the future's bright.
I gotcha.
We want to talk about what God's getting ready to do
No
in
doubt.
Southeast Texas.